Hey friends, I had a few friends ask about this challenge assignment that I sent home over break. It is the side that has, number one is subtraction squares, and the other side is decimal. The only part I'm really focused on for the prize for Monday will be the decimal square side, because that does do with what we've been doing with adding decimals up. The subtraction side is just that. It's a challenge. Don't stress over it if you don't get it, but at least try it. And then we will talk about it as time comes for us to go over it to kind of make you feel a little bit better. But don't stress over it, but just try it. And I'm going to show you how to do this first one right here and kind of talk through your thinking. If you've ever played Sudoku, this is kind of similar, except you're not using just the numbers 1 through 9. You're using any numbers really to equal the sums that are on these outsides. So each row will need to equal the sum out beside it. So the first row 13, the second row 19, and the last row 13. Then your columns should add up to equal 7, 21, and 17. And then the challenge will be the diagonal, making sure that these three add up to equal 14. The first thing you should do is use what it gives you and find the easiest answers first. So don't start with this one square up here. Start with right here where it already gives you some of the add-ins. So we know that these three need to add up to equal 7. And I have a 4 and a 1, which is 5. So that would be 7 minus 5 is 2. So this square right here should be a 2. Then I can use that to find this column. I'm sorry, this row. This row has a 6 and a 2. And I know whatever needs to go here should equal 13. Excuse the noise in the background. 6 plus 2 is 8. So I know that I need to put a 5 here to make 2 plus 5 plus 6 equal 13. Be careful. So then that puts us into these 4 squares right here. Once again, try to use the ones that kind of gives you a bunch of the add-in, or at least 2 of the add-ins first. That way you're not having to guess and check too much. So here I can look at my diagonal because I'm only missing my middle square. And I know my diagonal needs to equal 14. And I have a 6 and a 1, which is 7. So that will leave me 7 back, because 14 minus 7 is 7.
Mama, oh, baby.
Okay, go watch Blippi. Then we have these 3 squares here. As always, try to use the ones that it gives you, and then you can kind of go back and check yourself from there. So here, this needs to equal 19, and I have a 7 and a 4. So that leaves me 8 if I subtract 19, and then these 2. The row needs to equal 13. This column should equal 21, and this column should equal 17. So 7 plus 5 is 12. To get 21, that leaves 9. Okay, and then I can either figure out this column right here, 6 plus 8, and subtract that from 17, or do the row. 9 plus 1 is 10. 13 minus 10 is 3. Okay, so that's how you will figure it out. Once again, don't stress over it. This is not what I'm going to look at for the prizes. I'm mainly going to look at the decimal one because that's what we've been doing. This is a challenge. That's why I called it a challenge. It kind of gets you thinking a little bit more about numbers and how they work. Okay, so don't stress over it. Try your best, and I will see you Monday morning.